Sunday morning. Good Sunday morning to you. Welcome to Jazzabrations Live here at Morris Media Studios. Good morning, y'all. Wake up. Wake up, wake up. Get up out of the bed and turn on your phones. I know y'all already surfing the internet. Go to Jazzabrations Live and tune in to Jazzabrations Live this morning. I am super ecstatic this morning to have one of my jazz living legends here with me this morning. We're going to dive into her life. We're going to talk all about her, what she's doing, what she got going on, and just an introduction to her. And I'm going to welcome her to the show, but I wanted to welcome you to Jazzabrations Live this morning. It's 8:30. Why am I here so early today? Because the show is today. Our show is this evening from 5 to 7 p.m. at Morningside United Church of Christ, 8722 Crenshaw Boulevard. You know how we do it. We're honoring Miss Renee Fisher Mims, who was a gem in the community, in the world of drumming with the community, the world stage. We're also honoring blues bassist, Mr. Sir Stanley Griggs, who has a phenomenal background in and of itself. Our players on the show, we got the Honorable John B. Williams on bass, Clayton Cameron on drums, Bobby Pierce on piano, and Bobby Spencer on sax, with the ever-incomparable jazz living legend, Pat Sly on vocals. So you guys going to join me later for that, right? 5 p.m. at Morningside United Church of Christ. Now I'd like to introduce my guest. She is phenomenal. I honored her on my birthday last year, 2016, along with some other incredible individuals. We had a ball. And I would like to introduce her. We're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to jump into a little questions of interview. So please welcome none other than the awesome, the incredible jazz living legend, Phyllis Causey. Welcome to the show.
Hey. Thank you.
As you can tell, this is my 5th show.
You are incredible.
And I am just waiting and excited about this platform just to be able to talk to you guys all individually and to be able to let the world know about this work that we've done and that you're still here live doing your thing. And I want to be able to give you your flowers while you're here.
Well, Linda, I'll tell you, you have done a wonderful job of doing that. You're incredible. I think that people like you keep people like me who are in the jazz, moving on, being recognized, and where we ordinarily wouldn't be, because jazz not only is it, they say, losing some life, but I think it's gaining.
Absolutely.
But I think with you in the community and doing even the radio show, and I mean, you're just so forward moving. I love you. I do. And recognizing people for what they do is such a wonderful thing. I love being a living legend. And I always insist that they introduce me by saying a living legend of jazz, Phyllis Causey.
That's right.
Because of you.
You are, and you've earned that tremendously. We'll jump in a few questions before we dive into all the things that you're doing, because I want the audience to get a full picture of who this lady is. Where were you born? Tell us, where were you born?
I was born in Detroit, Michigan. Motor Town, the Motor City, where all of the cars and the music Motown came about. And as a child, I got to see some of those people and meet some of those people. And I feel very, very blessed to be there. However, it is cold there, and I was never supposed to be in a cold place.
I can't do cold either.
So my childhood dream always was to move someplace warm. I used to dream about it going to school every morning in the cold. I'm going to move someplace warm. I'm going to move someplace warm. So here I am.
In sunny California. So when did
Yes.
you arrive here in California?
Oh, I moved here the first time in '79 and brought my kids. They were very small. And it was really, really and truly a dream come true. Driving here through Route 66, I took, so I know those. But getting here, I opened a salon in here when I first came. It was in '79. Then I stayed until '83, and then I moved back, with my mom, and not with my mom, but to take care of my mom. And then I moved back here again. I moved back. So I've moved back and forth several times. But now I have most of my family is gone on. And they told me that I should be here.
Oh, great. Well,
so they've given me permission not to have to run back and forth. But I still love Detroit.
Well, I'm glad that I met you here and so you could stay here. Now, how many children do you have?
Well, I have 3. Mm-hmm. And one that that I love too. She was my baby too. So I have Dana, who lives here, Elise, who lives in Houston, and Terrence, who lives in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, the one in Houston. She's okay with all the hurricane?
Yeah, they had the hurricane there and the hurricane in Florida too. So both of them were hit, but they're both okay. They were great. They were not in the way of the storm. And then I have a baby, Keisha. She's not a baby anymore, but she's my adopted child, and she lives in Montgomery, Alabama.
Okay. Well, that's 4, right?
Yeah, that's 4.
That's 4. Well, great. And that's the reason I asked that question is because it's so important for our children to be involved in this legacy preservation.
Yes, it is.
And so just knowing how many children you have and knowing that they can appreciate your legacy while you're here as well. Because when you transpire.
Yes.
They need to keep up your legacy.
And this is something I just told one of my grandchildren, because I have 16 grandchildren and 5 great-grands. Mm-hmm. And I tell them all, when I'm gone, you'll have my music, you'll have my books, you'll have things that I've left for you, which Correct. Is many times we consider a legacy only money.
Correct.
But that's not all it is.
Nope.
And when people die, they only leave us a memory. Some memories of them, but I'm going to have some physical things that they could put their hands on.
That's right.
And this radio show too, because
that's right. And that's what it's all about: legacy yes. preservation. People don't, like you say, they don't equate the work that you've done, yes. all the years of singing, all yes. the credits that come from that. Yes. Royalties is the word that comes to mind when you talk about music.
Yes.
And you've recorded with people and you've recorded songs. So those things live on forever.
Yes.
And people reap the benefits of those unbeknownst to us if we are not on top of what we should be doing as a family.
That's right.
So that's why it's important that our grandkids and our great-grandkids get to know, surf the internet, get yes. out there and get to know what they're saying about your grandmother and your great-grandmother and your mother and yes. fathers. See what the internet has, because trust and believe, the internet is not even 50 years old. Mm-hmm. So the information on there is very vast and it reaches a massive amount of people in a short period of time.
Yes.
And we can see that every day on Twitter, as our number one person always tweets. I don't even like to go there with politics, but you can see how it's used.
Yes, yes.
So what age did you start singing?
Well, actually, I always wanted to sing. But as a kid, I wanted to sing, but I wasn't sure that I could. So I didn't really, and I did stand-up comedy first. I started doing stand-up in 91. I decided, I'm looking at the TV and the comedians, they're not all really funny. And I thought, okay, you can't talk about people unless you put your mouth where your, put your foot where your mouth is, whatever, however that goes. But you got to do it.
Right.
So I did a little stand-up. And then I met a guy who was a musician. He was playing on the intermission for a show. And he was, I told him I wanted to sing. It was the first time I ever told anybody that I wanted to sing. And so he started helping me learn how to sing. And then he started inviting me out. His name was Horatio Cox. He was a legend in Detroit at the time. And so I started going out to sing and meeting people and started growing from there. It was about 91, the end of 91. Then I came here in 94 and 95 because I had a brain tumor. And so they removed it, and I decided then I was going to do what I wanted to do. I was going to start working on my dream. So I moved back to California, and I went to a workshop at the World Stage. Phyllis Battle was the teacher.
She's one of our jazz living legends as well.
Yes, and James Leary, the night I went, when all the new people had to audition. So the night I went, James Leary was the only musician. He was the bass player. And I did That's Life with him. I'll never forget that. And it was the most fantastic experience. And so from there, Phyllis started working with us, and we had shows where we supported one another, shows at the Caribou Coffee House on La Brea. I don't know if it's still there. But yeah, so that's how I got started. Then, things just started opening up. And once you have it, it's hard to let go. Like, there are times when I think, I'm not going to do this anymore. But you can't. It just won't let you.
You know what? It's so funny you say that. I don't consider myself a singer at all. But someone seems to think that I can sing. So I'm just going to put a pin in that one right there.
They could be right.
I don't know, Phyllis.
I think everybody has a desire to sing. I mean, I just think that. And so that's why I have that class, to teach people how to sing. The same things that Harishimo taught me, I teach other people, because sometimes they want to sing, but they think they can't because maybe they think their voice isn't right, or they think. And that really has nothing to do with it. Right. It really doesn't. It has more to do with loving a song, interpreting a song. And because if Louis Armstrong could sing, because he didn't have a great voice, but he was fantastic.
Absolutely.
So it's not about the voice, so to speak. It's the interpretation of the song.
Gotcha. Yes, now I got me some experts information going on about this singing. How has this award impacted your life since receiving it?
Oh, man. Well, first of all, it separates me from everybody else, okay? Because to be recognized as a living legend, as we get older, sometimes we get pushed out of things. And that award includes us. It makes us a part of something bigger than ourselves. And I think that's just been fantastic. And so I took my awards out to the last show I had. I took all my awards there. And I said, if you don't believe it, here's proof that I am a living legend of jazz. And so I think that it's the most fantastic thing that can happen to people. It's an award, a recognition of you as a person, as a singer. That's how I feel. So it's made me feel very special, and I want to thank you for that, because sometimes as you get older, you don't really have any place, or you feel like you don't have a place, and that kind of gives you back your spot.
Your space. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. I've often considered, now that we're this is the 7th year of doing this, and just looking back over the years of the people who we've honored in this series, those who are no longer here with us, like Buddy Collette and Red Holloway and Elliot Shavers and Art Hillary, now Linda Hopkins, Michael White, Jai Rich, now Deacon Jones just left us. And I think about, man, I just want to continue celebrating the ones that we've honored, every year.
Yes.
So for us to come together and have a reunion of sorts,
yes.
I decided that in December, our December 17th, as we end this series, we're going to end it with a black and white ball.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. Our last show will be December 17th. Betty Bryant is on that show with Donald Dean and Richard Simon.
Wow.
And we're going to have a black and white ball. They're going to play, and we're going to still continue the legacy of honoring.
Wow.
But it's going to be a special day as well.
I think that's wonderful. That is what you're so special. You really are. I mean, you. I don't know where you get your energy from, but I want to take some of it. Whatever you take, I want to.
I'm gonna give you some of my energy. It's called passion.
Yes.
And it's called driven.
Yes.
And it's called action.
Yes.
And I just get up every morning and put those three things into place. And every time I come up with something, I just put the steps behind to make it happen.
But you make it happen. See, that's the difference. And a lot of people dream and they think and they wish and they think about it, including me, because there's so many things I want to do. I haven't even figured out how to do it yet. But you not only think of these things, but you put them in action. You make them happen. You know,
and I think
like this radio show. This is wonderful, isn't it? How I say, give her a hand.
I'm amazed at sometimes the amount of stuff that I come up with and just do it. Pat Sly came on a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about the fact that she had not had her first CD recording. So what do I do in that conversation? I say live to the world, to Nolan Shahid. Nolan, I'm going to be looking you up, and we're going to create this project. I still haven't called you yet, Nolan, because, this is the week of the show. But Nolan Shahid, you are on record for knowing that that's a project that's now going to be dear and near to my heart. Yes. And so then I had Mary on the show, Mary Bogue.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, well, Linda, I know you want to do these things, and I know you don't have the money, but I know you're going to work to try to find the money. She said, how about getting the ones who have not done a CD and put them on a compilation CD first? And then you guys can use that to raise the funds for them, each one to be able to do their individual project.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, my God, that's it, Mary.
Yeah, I want to be in there. Nolan Shahid was honored the same day I was.
That's right.
And
you guys did that
fantastic song. Yes. And so, and I want to get in the studio, too, because I want to do some more recording. I have a CD, but it was recorded live, which is not the same thing. It was at the Motor City Casino over the time I was there. But I just went in the studio and recorded one song that I've had that I've been working on for a long time. But I have
so we can drop that as an MP3, girl. Independent artists, they just drop them. So Nolan, you're putting on record. That's a project that I've just picked up, put it out there in the universe that I want to make happen. I know my pastor had Pastor Mark and Bonnie. I don't even know if they're awake this time of morning. They just got in from traveling for 3 weeks.
Wow.
They've been driving all over the country, going back east to see all their friends. And he's 80 and she's 71.
Driving.
Yeah, they flew there and they rented a car and was driving from state to state.
That's wonderful.
So I'm excited to see them this evening. They'll be back for the Jazzabrations. They're resting at home now. Mark, how you doing, Pastor? I hope you're up. You got my emails.
Wow.
But he wanted to, we have like this little shed in the back on the side of the church. And when I first started the church, he said to Brandon, one of our music guys, that he wanted him to open a studio.
Wow.
Right there in the church park. It's right behind the church is a building. So that may be a dream thing that we can activate.
Right.
But if you'd like to call in, the number here is 323-293-3375. We're open to taking your calls. We welcome you to call us in and take us on a journey with you. We're at that 15-minute mark. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back as we'll be live with me and Phyllis Causey. Listen to some of her music.
You got a beautiful smile, especially when you're smiling at me. Your eyes like the moon sing just like they're crooning a love melody. My heart is flying I hope you're implying what I want you to. And if this is so, I want you to know that I love you too. Your loving arms sing a song, and I always long for them to hold me. The song that they sing says more than the things you might have told me. Keep them around me, let your love surround me, and let it be true. Let's let our hearts blend. I'm saying again that I love you too. The day we first met, I still can't forget the flutters I felt inside. And I'm still hypnotized when I see in your eyes a longing that won't be denied. Your magic lips strike a nerve each time they curve, and they make me feel like I'm dreaming a dream, a glorious dream that could never be real. But darling, as our lips touch, I know then that such a dream has come true. Let's let our hearts blend. I'm saying again that I love you too. I still can't forget the flutters I felt inside. And I'm still hypnotized when I see in your eyes a longing that won't be denied. Your magic lips strike a nerve each time they curve, and they make me feel like I'm dreaming a dream, a glorious dream that could never be real. But darling, as our lips touch, I know then that such a dream has come true. Let's let our hearts blend. I'm saying again that I love you too. Darling, keep love around us, let it surround us, and let it be true. Let's let our hearts blend. I'm saying again that I love you too. Said I love you too. I said I
love you too. I cannot sing, but somebody seems to think that I can.
Don't say cannot. Just say you
Okay.
haven't.
Okay. Someone's calling us.
Oh, really?
Welcome to the call. Thank you for calling in. Who's on the line?
My name is Cynthia Evans.
Hey, Cynthia Evans. My BFF is on the line with us, Phyllis.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hi. Wonderful, Phyllis, for Linda having you. You're a great entertainer.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
very happy that she's having you on the show,
Me too.
which is soon going to be very, very successful once people hear about it and more people start coming. Linda's a great, very passionate about what she does.
Oh, yes.
And extremely passionate.
Yes.
You know, without a doubt. And I wish her much success and continued success, actually.
That's my BFF of over 30 years. Thank you for waking up and watching us. Do you see us on your phone?
I do. I'm looking at it right now as we speak, as a matter of fact. You know?
My
Go ahead, Linda. I'm going to post something on Facebook with regards to this. It actually shared on my page. You guys have about 40 minutes left, and I would want more people to look at it and learn more about it, actually.
Absolutely. My BFF have been with me all these 7 years at the door.
All right. And she's one of action.
Yes.
She's not just one of those that'll say, hey, I love you. She's one of action, I see.
Yeah, she comes there.
Thank you,
and
Cynthia.
$25 at the door today. If you did not get your tickets in advance, Cynthia, don't have an attitude with my girlfriend. She just is collecting what we need to keep the show going. So we welcome you to come. And Cynthia's bright smile will be there to collect it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I got my ticket.
Thank you, BFF. Somebody else is calling in.
Okay, thank you. See you later. You guys enjoy. Take care.
Right,
All right.
you.
Love you.
All right.
Thank you for calling. Okay, we got to give it a second. Somebody else, I heard that beep. When you hear that beep.
Wonderful. That is somebody on the line. Call waiting.
But
Remember
yes.
before we had call waiting, you just had to hang up.
I know it because it would be busy. Go beep, 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 beep. But yes, this is our 5th show. I started in August, and I came up. I said, okay, they're coming.
I love it.
Welcome to the show, Jazzabrations Live. You're here with Linda Morgan and Miss Phyllis Causey, who's on the line.
This is Joycelyn. How are you?
Hey, my family. This is all my family. Thank you for waking up with me this morning. Joycelyn is our hostess with the mostest.
Okay.
We go to church together, and she is the hostess there. That's Miss Butterfly.
Hi, Joycelyn.
I can't wait to see you this afternoon.
I know.
Yes.
All the people that are going to be coming to the jazz.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Phyllis will be there as well.
Oh, yes. I have my ticket already.
Oh, great. So,
Did you have a question, or you just wanted to call in and say hi?
I just wanted to call in and say hi and say what a wonderful job you're doing.
Oh.
Yes.
On the jazz.
I agree.
Looking forward to Linda all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. She's dynamite. No doubt about it. She's a dynamic person. She's here. She's always serving people. You know, she's always serving the community, presenting people, bringing people in, and letting people learn about one another, which is so important, especially for us. We know that a lot about other people, you know, other cultures. As kids, we learn about Elvis Presley and all of those, but we don't learn about our own people and our own community. And so that's what's so important, because our kids need to know what is what. And so Linda brings it out, even us, like, you know, to be recognized and to appreciate each other is wonderful, you know. So I applaud her, too, as well. We need to give her an award.
So I hope everybody else will be there. Everything starts at doors open at 4:30.
4:45. Don't rush it, baby.
Sorry about that. 4:45.
Yes, ma'am. So I will see you this evening. Thank you for calling in, darling.
Okay, you're welcome.
We're going to jump back into our interview. So thank you. People are up. See, and it's amazing that, you know, I have a supportive family.
Yeah.
I feel like my family at church, my family in the jazz community are really wrapping their arms. And you know what's important? I thought about, I've been doing this work, but I've never really expressed it as jazz preservation. Even though people get my card and they see it says Jazz Legacy Preservationist. What is that? What is that? Today is Herb Jeffrey's birthday.
Oh, really?
The Buckaroo Cowboy. I met him years ago at a festival in Temecula.
Okay.
And I have pictures with him. I should have brought him and thought about him when it just popped up on my phone. But I have to start rephrasing this story because what I'm doing is preserving jazz.
Yes.
And I'm helping to
make our history
Correct.
known because in the books, I mean, where is our history?
Correct.
Where is it? We know about the older, like Duke Ellington and those people, but somewhere it's gotten lost.
Correct.
And so if it's not for you to bring this forward, it would be lost.
Yeah.
So you are preserving it, most definitely. I think that.
And I thought about the fact that I'm just doing this work right here in L.A.
Yeah.
And we've honored 132
wow
jazz and blues legends here. And yes, I call them legends because legends in the word sense don't mean what the world terms as legendary.
Yes.
Legendary to me is, and it just reminded me, a post came back on Facebook about, I termed and I phrased out the word legend to tell people what it meant to me. It means somebody that's been doing this thing in this business for 25 years or more.
Yes.
That you're over the age of 60, 65.
Yes.
So you've seasoned.
Yes.
And a brother named Winston, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Winston told me when I started this years ago, he said, Linda, you came around at a time where this was much needed. He said, but think about if you was back during the time when most of these musicians was there, they wouldn't have even been able to qualify because most of them died younger than 40.
Yes.
And so, but now they're legendary in the sense of the word because their music is still living on. And so I wanted to honor and celebrate people while they're alive and to help them to bring their families into protecting that legacy that they have. So, and I can't talk to the dead. I can only talk to the living. So when I started thinking about this, I said, I'm only going to talk to the living. And you got to be alive to receive this. And let's make this a community event.
Yes.
And make the world know about you. So when I do those wonderful flyers, and not that I just put 1,000 of them on the streets, I post them on Facebook and they go all over the world.
Yes.
Billions and billions of people are on Facebook, and people don't realize that they think that it's just seen in your little page and your little world. But no, I got a little 65 pages of my own that I post them out there on, as well as into a lot of jazz communities all over the world.
Yes.
And so people see these cards, they see the faces, they remember people. And I always tell this story about me and Jimmy Smith, the drummer. I created a Facebook page for Jimmy Smith on Facebook, and somebody reached out to that page for Jimmy overseas in Japan, and Jimmy ended up going back and recording 5 CDs.
Wow.
And he tells me all the time, and it makes me tear up because had I not, created that page for him, nobody would have been trying to find him.
Yes, I know, and that's what you do, and even like just being a part of it is just such a wonderful thing. Could you create a page for me so maybe somebody will send me to Japan? So I could go sing, send me some, pay me to come somewhere sing.
Well, and it's amazing because the pages that I have created for the Living Legend Foundation, for the the Jazz and Blues private page, there's people who flocked and try to get into that group.
Yes.
And I have to continually delete them and let them know that, this is a secret private group just for them.
Right.
Every now and then I'll tag it out there on Facebook.
That's what makes it so special, is because we're a part of it. And see, the thing about doing something great like what you do is you never know what the reward is going to be. So you didn't start it with the idea that I'm going to make some money from this and this is going to be. You started with love. And the expression of love and saying, I'm going to honor you. I want people to know that you're doing this work. I want people to know about you, and bringing people together like that. That is so incredible. I am so honored to be a part of it. And every time I tell somebody that I am a living legend of jazz, I always say, Linda Morgan is the one who did this. She is the one that brought all of this together. My family, they were like, because people could live and sing and do what I do, and a lot of people do. And they never get any recognition other if they're not recording or if they're not big, or they don't ever get recognized for it.
Right.
And so I think that is just a wonderful thing, not just for the people out there, but me in here. It makes me look at myself differently. It makes me more appreciative of myself and the things that I do. Because we don't get paid. We're not in this for the money, unless I get a page and go to Japan or something.
Right. Well, we are at the top of the ringing. No answer, sis. Okay, somebody's trying to call in and they're saying no answer, but they'll just keep calling. Oh, we do have a call now. Y'all texted me telling me y'all called me. Welcome to the show. This is Linda. You're on Jazzabrations Live with me and Phyllis Causey, who's on the line.
Good morning, Linda Morgan. This is Terry Nicholson saying I love you.
Hey, Terry Nicholson. This is one of my BFF fans
you got
of the
some
year.
Great fans.
Thank you for calling in this morning, darling. How you doing? You had a question or you wanted to just say hi?
I just wanted to say hello, and to the queen sitting next to you, God bless you is my prayer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Living legend. I never knew that I would meet so many true Linda Morgan. And I'm one of those singers that's not recognized, but I'm a messenger.
Mm-hmm.
I tag off Linda, or I send out on my own through my personal email, which is nationwide, to people who don't want to be on social media but want to know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's important.
Living legends.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we missed calling Les McCann yesterday. He gonna forgive me because I'm gonna send this link to him and say, happy birthday, baby. I forgot to call you yesterday on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And tell him Mary Terry didn't have his number, but I posted his picture on my Facebook page.
Oh yes, and we need you too. That's wonderful. You're an extension of that. We need you too. Thank you so much.
I just wanted to say that to Linda Morgan and to you, my queen, there are people who make things happen. There are people who watch things happen, and there are people who wonder what happened. You need to be a person who makes things happen.
That's right.
That's Linda Morgan.
That's right.
Thank
Most definitely. Yes. Most definitely.
Thank you, BFF, and tell hubby I said hey.
I sure will. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Wow, I'm feeling overwhelmed just a little bit, but I'm grateful.
Yes, you should.
Yes,
be.
I'm so grateful. Renee, just keep calling, dear honey. I know you're trying to get in, but just keep calling, and we'll take the call when we get the signal. But I wanted to take this time and to really talk about some of the things that you're doing. We'll dive back into these few questions in a minute. But let's talk about some of the things that you've done. Let's talk about your books that you've written, the workshops that you're doing out at the college and the community.
Yeah.
Just start and dive in wherever you like.
The workshop that I'm doing at West LA College, it's a vocal workshop, and it's called Sing That Song Workshop. And what it is, it's sometimes, and I think everybody wants to sing, but, they don't just think they can't or they don't have a voice, but they sing that song in the shower. And so my thought is,
Karaoke.
Bring that song to me, and I'll teach you how to sing it. And the way that Horatio Cox taught me, because sometimes we want to sing, but we don't know how to get started. So my workshop is just to bring that song. We start working on learning the song. And I don't think that it's so much that you have to have a voice. Like, we can't all be Whitney Houston's, and we can't all be, but we still have a voice. And our voice, we choose songs, and we make a song ours, So that's my theory. The interpretation of a song. What does a song mean to you? And so it's a story, and that's the way I present it to them.
When is the class?
This class starts September 30th,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
on Saturdays from 11 to 1:30, and it's 6 weeks. And what we do is the first couple of weeks we're just getting familiar with the song. They recite the words, the lyrics, they write them down. They tell me, they study who wrote it. Why do you think they wrote this song? Because somebody had an idea, something they wanted to say. They wrote the song. Then we have a piano player to come, and they learn about the range and the keys. Because see, like I had a guy that wanted to do a Smokey Robinson song, but he wanted to do it where Smokey sings it, and our voice is not like that. You can bring a Whitney Houston song, but you can't sing it like Whitney, you know. But you can. We changed the range so you can sing it. You can still sing that song. So we learn about keys, and we learn about that, and the piano player will write a chart so that. And the chart is just the music written down so that you could take it anywhere and give it to the musicians and they could play it for you. So you can not only sing it now, but you'll be able to sing it anytime in the future.
Right.
We round it off with a finale, but we have them invite their friends and family, and we have a trio that plays.
When is the final? When is the finale this year?
November 11th.
Okay.
And so we have it, and then they invite their friends out, and we do a show.
Well, November the 11th, you guys should come and check it out. It's going to be at West LA College.
Yes, I'm thinking, too, that we may have one later, too, like at a place. I'm looking for a venue. Maybe we can really have a real show. Yeah, and invite some of them. I've got some repeat students who are coming back this time.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is really awesome. I'm so happy to be able to help people do that because I wouldn't say for a long time that I could sing. I was just so afraid. And then finally, it's taken years. So you don't just automatically do it. It's taken me years, even just to get comfortable. Not to be perfect, because don't think that. Don't try to be perfect. Because if you ever think that it's going to be perfect, you're just setting yourself up for disappointment.
Disappointment, right.
You have to allow yourself to be you, and you have to feel free and sing the song, but you just have to learn how to maintain some control, some tonal quality, and some pitch, you know, and just sing that song. So.
Great. That's great advice. And now let's see about your books that you've written. I did not even know that Phyllis Causey was an author. See, and that's the other thing. These interviews will allow me to get to know all aspects of you. Because we have some legends that not only do their profession, but they have a second, like artists, like painters, like Billy Red. Ann Mack is a wonderful painter. Billy Red is a painter. And there's so many others that have a second gift that people don't even know that's in you.
Yeah, I think that when you're a creative person, you create many, many different venues. I have drawings that I didn't bring, but I think that we just follow the passion, and we have to follow through. I wrote some books. This book is called "Caring for Black Hair," and I had a salon. I own a salon. I was a a cosmetologist for over 25 years. And that's how I made money to take care of my kids, because I didn't get child support. So. So this is just some tips that I learned about taking care of black hair.
Wow, okay.
So just
Caring for Black Hair, a home hair care guide.
Yes.
Phyllis Causey.
And I wrote that for the home, for people to do it at home, because I never take away the professional aspect, because as a professional in the salon, I always believe in professional care. But between those visits, you need to know how to take care of your hair. So that makes my job easy.
We're going to pause on that one because somebody's calling us. Good morning. Thank you for joining Jazzabrations Live with me and Phyllis Causey, who's on the line.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
My name is Derek Causey.
Get out of here.
Are we related?
I'm trying to find out. Yeah, I don't know.
No, well, my maiden name is Williams, so my family names are Williams and McCormick and Robinson. But my married name is Causey. So
okay, so you married into the family.
Right, in St. Louis. Are you from St. Louis there?
No, I live in Fort Wayne, Indiana, but I got people from Michigan, Arkansas, and New Orleans, and real quick, but I just saw that. I just happened to tune in and saw that you said Causey. I'm like, wait a minute, that's my last name.
Yes. I know some Causeys in Michigan. I think I bought a dog, my first Bouvier I bought from a guy named Causey.
And there's some Causeys that I know out here. John Causey, who's a minister.
That's my uncle.
Get out of here. Shut up.
Wow, it's a small world.
Well, welcome. I was married. We went to church together, and that's where.
Is this the one? His wife's name is Emma.
Yes.
Yes, that's my Uncle John.
Get out of here. You tell your uncle I said hello. Haven't seen him or heard from him since I've no longer have been attending, LA Church of Christ. But tell him I said hi and thank you. How did you find you just tuned in and found us?
Yes, ma'am, I sure did. And, that Causey name popped up. And I've been a longtime fan of Morse Media anyway, so.
Oh, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, POTUS and I have a little history, so. But I'm glad to see you guys on, man. And this is a small world.
We're glad you called.
Yes, thank you for calling. I'm generally here on Sundays from 3 to 4, but because I'm having my show this evening at Morningside United Church of Christ, where we do our Jazz Vespers, I come on early in the morning, 8:30.
Okay.
Are you into jazz?
Definitely tune in.
Do you like jazz?
Man, John's brother, Ty, is a jazz artist.
Ty Causey?
Yes, ma'am.
He's a Facebook friend because he's my Facebook friend.
That is my uncle, and I actually got him started in music. He was living with me when I lived in South Central, and showed him how to do everything.
Wow.
And this is a small world. This really is.
It really is.
It was meant for you to call us in. And you can follow Phyllis on Facebook at Phyllis Causey, and then be able to connect with me, Jazz Living Legend on Facebook or my Linda Morgan page. And we'd love to connect with you offline as well.
Yeah.
I sure will.
Yeah, you can listen to some of my my music on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Phyllis Causey.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for calling in, Mr. Causey.
All right. You guys have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Wow, thank you.
Something?
Yes, my daughter just texted me and said she's been trying to call in 3 times, and the baby hit her head, and she gonna call me back. I'm like, okay.
Oh no!
But that is the beauty of just being able to see the mass reach
in today's world.
In today's world,
in today's world, we could do that. That is so amazing.
And the time goes by so fast. But I want you to tell us about the other books.
Okay, I'll tell you real quick. This book, When Someone You Love Has AIDS, and this is actually a fictional account of a person who has AIDS or HIV. And some of the things that happen, and this is from a personal experience. My brother died of AIDS in 1985, and he was the one that taught me all I knew about music. He was a music lover. He went to school with Stevie Wonder. He was partially blind. But the experience is horrific when when you're the one. It's not just the person who has it, it's the family
Everybody's
who is affected, because people kind of ostracize, they get away from you. You watch as they go through that experience, how people withdraw from them. Even some things that you may withdraw. You don't want to be afraid, but you are afraid. Right. And so the love that you have for them is in conflict, because you love them, but you're afraid to kiss them or touch them, and yet they still need that. So,
right.
So the book is more about that experience.
When someone you love has AIDS.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, Phyllis. And then what's your other one?
Now, this one is called The Last Straw, Tales of Women Scorned, and it's short stories and poems in here that are about some things that I've experienced, some other people have experienced in my lifetime, how they dealt with it. So it's just
The Last Straw,
It's called
Tales
The Last Straw.
of Women Scorned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot, y'all. The cover's hot. Somebody's trying to call in. I see that
Okay.
over there. And her last book, The Little Boy Who Loved Ice Cream.
Yeah, that's
I saw
a
you talking
children's
about this
book
on
for me.
Facebook.
Yeah, I love that book. This is my favorite one because, and I changed it to be The Man Who Loved Ice Cream and sent it to my son. And he's a grown man. He has kids, so I put lots of pictures in it. His kids loved it. But this book is a book that talks about caring, about sharing. It teaches kids about sharing. And this little boy loved ice cream so much. He had lots of it, but he didn't want to share it. And so when his friends started having parties without him, he decided, his mother told him, that to be a friend, you have to learn how to share. And so that's the gist of this book. So he had to learn how to share his ice cream. And it's not about sharing what you have. It's about making people welcome to be a part of your circle, like you want to be a part of theirs. So that's what this is about. I'm working on another book.
I'm going to get that book for Golden.
Yeah.
We have a caller. Thank you for calling. Welcome to the show. This is Linda with Jazzabrations Live, and I'm here with my guest, Phyllis Causey. Who's on the line?
Good morning. This is Renee, your sister.
This is
your sister, Phyllis. Renee Fisher, ma'am.
Renee. Hey, Nene. How you doing?
Working.
You are. You what?
I said good morning to Phyllis.
Oh.
Good morning, dear. Well, I want you to get energized. Thank you for calling in this morning, my sister. We will be honoring and celebrating you for all your wonderfulness that you provide to the community.
She sang "Here's to Life" for me at my party at the world stage too. She's, just such a wonderful person. I love you, Renee.
I love you all. I am you. You all give me strength.
Yeah.
Well, I hope
and
that
you to us.
Yes, I hope that it is illuminating and you are excited about what's going to take place. I know it's a new thing, but we look forward to honoring and celebrating you this evening.
Yes.
We're going to show the flyer during the, we only got about 10 more minutes. This time goes so fast. I'm going to have to extend this to 2 hours to Felicia because a 1 hour.
I won't keep you any longer. I just really wanted to call in and touch base with Phyllis. I love your work. Linda, my God, a force to deal with.
Yes.
Woman, I don't know where you get it from. I love you both, and I will see you all later today. Congratulations, Phyllis.
Thank you, Renee. I'll see you later. Congratulations to you.
Linda, you stay well, Queen. We need you.
I'm doing my best, girlfriend. I love you, and I look forward to honoring and celebrating you this evening. Thank you for calling in. All righty.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
So just, it's a lot to take in when you really think about this. And this hour really goes fast.
It does when you're having fun.
When you're talking and you're just into really just what it is about, the work that you do, the singing, the book writing, the workshop now, that's what your legacy is. You're leaving for your next generation, for your grandkids and for your great-grandkids, for them to know all about, because trust and believe, someone, if you don't own PhyllisCausey.com, .net and .org, somebody else will. And the moment you expire, they'll have a website up saying, Phyllis told me to collect money to do X, Y, and Z.
Wow.
And if the family didn't know that they told you that because they owned your name, they would think, oh, I guess so. They owned her name. So maybe she did have a conversation with them. Knowing unbeknownst to you that they have bought your name and they're holding it. I got a lot of stories of people who don't own their names, that people have hijacked them until they are no longer here.
Yes, I have PhyllisCausey.com, but I need to. I think I need to renew it because it's just expiring.
Okay.
So I have PhyllisCausey.com, but I need to own .org too.
And .net.
Okay.
Yes. And that just takes them.
That's really good information.
That just takes them out of internet hell, which is what I tell people. It costs $30 a year to keep them renewed. You spend that on coffee,
right?
Or on junk. So have a child, a grandchild, to make that their mission to keep paying for that for their grandmother and their great grandmother for as long as they can.
Okay.
That's just a tip about that. But looks like somebody else is calling in, but she'll let me know that we only have about 10 more minutes. And I wanted people to really be able to know a lot more about you. So let me jump back to my questions until they call in. what is your favorite? No, who would you like to sing with, both in the past and present that you haven't?
Well, Stevie Wonder, because when I knew him, I wasn't singing. And so I think he is just so great and so talented. I would love to sing with him.
Stevie, right there.
Stevie, I know you hear me. I know, because I've been looking for you.
Okay, we got a caller.
And we have the same birthday, Stevie and I. We share the same birthday.
Thank you for calling in. Welcome to Jazzabrations Live. I'm here with my guest, Phyllis Causey, who's on the line.
Well, this is Bonnie and Mark.
Oh, my goodness!
Out of the coming back to life after being gone for 4 weeks.
Oh, my God, I miss y'all so much. Can you see it on my face?
We are so excited to be there this afternoon. We're barely recovering from getting home at 2 in the morning. But we will be there today, and we are very much looking forward to it.
Oh, my God, First Lady, thank you so much. I know it has just even been a chore for you to even wake up this early in the morning.
Well, that's okay, because for you, we would do anything, as you know.
Oh,
So
don't make me cry on the air. I can't cry on the air.
I love you, Linda.
Hey, Mark.
It's so good to hear your voice.
It sure is.
I can't wait to hug you.
I know it. I cannot wait as well. Thank you guys for waking up and reaching out. Remember, Phyllis was our second artist that performed for the Vespers.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
I remember. Yes.
Get to meet another friend from before. Not a new friend, but a friend from before. We can't wait.
Yes, and she's coming to the show tonight as well. So
wonderful.
make sure we give her a big hug.
We sure will.
I will do that.
We sure will.
I will.
I'm looking forward to it.
We are too, Phyllis. All right, dear. You have a good day, and we'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, Mark. I sent everything to you.
Okay, I will check it.
He's on it.
All righty.
Okay.
All right, dear.
Love you.
Love you guys. See you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
See, you have so many people who love you.
they are my world.
So many people who love you. And I mean, it comes with the territory because you're doing such great work.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So we're going to jump into a couple more questions. We don't want nobody else to call us in because we got 4 minutes to get finished with this. And so I want to know, how do people follow you online?
Well, besides Facebook, and I haven't really been. I have a website.
Phyllis Causey?
It's Phyllis Causey, but it's phyllis-causey.wix.com/Phyllis-Causey-music.
They have to do all that?
Yeah, they got to do all of that. So,
But do you have a link on your Facebook page to your website?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Most people are on Facebook. You can find her on Facebook.
Yeah,
her
Facebook.
music is on SoundCloud. It's on
what's that other the music one of the shows, one of those.
We can't think of it right now.
I can't think of it. But.
See, that's why the internet is so important.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go to the internet and Google her and see what comes up. You start clicking on the links. That's how the information gets pushed through the internet, is when people start searching. These search engines are what makes information available on the internet. That's one of the things when I first started, I would go on the internet and start searching for the Legends information, trying to find information. And I was getting so frustrated because although they've been doing their craft for all these years, nobody really pushed them out into the internet. You know, their information, their songs, their videos, you know, of all their stuff. Nobody put it out there so that it can be retrieved. That's the beauty of it and the hell of it, because you got to put it out there in order for it to even be retrieved.
Yeah.
So when I do these flyers, that's what I want people to do. Look at the flyer. Take the name.
Spotify. That's
Spotify.
I'm on
Yes.
Spotify.
Look at the names. Search them.
Yes.
Search them in Bing.
Yes.
Search them in Explorer. Search them in Google. Search them. Because within that month's time of just searching and Googling that person, their name starts appearing in Google searches all over the world.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's how when I started this out, doing this, it was mainly to do that,
Wow.
to get the names out there. And so I would tell people, make sure you own your own name.
Yes, I'm gonna pay attention to that and get the
And
other
just buy them. And even if you don't have to erect a website.
Right.
The domain, lindamorgan.com, lindamorgan.net, Jazzabrations Live, all of that. Whatever you create intellectually, you buy the name so that no one else can take your fantastic idea that you've built.
Right.
Don't try to do anything with Jazzabrations because that's trademark. That's the highest level of protection.
Yes.
Because you protect that all over the world. Nobody can take your name, your idea, your words, and use it for anything. Smooth Ahead is another word that I trademarked years ago. And those were brands that I built.
Wow.
So in order to protect those brands, I had to trademark them. And so just the domain name is an intellectual property that anybody could own. If you don't own it, somebody else is going to own it. So that's the message that I want to get across as we are leaving on Phyllis Causey's song. It has been a wonderful hour. And I think, Felicia, I want to go to 2 hours because I want to be able to do a jam.
Yeah.
Have the musicians come in the first hour and we talk, and the next hour they jam.
Now, another thing is that my books are published, because they're self-published, through Lulu.com. And
Lulu?
Lulu.com. So they're there. And I'm a BMI writer, too. So I protect everything that I write, everything that I produce is protected.
That's great.
By copyright. But what you're talking about is really wonderful, too, by trademarking. Jazzabrations. That's
correct.
Wonderful. Yeah.
So works are copyrights.
Yes.
Ideas are trademark, and patents are inventions. So those are 3 areas of protection that we really got to start taking care of, family.
That's right.
We got to start doing that. If we don't do nothing else, don't put no idea out in the universe. Because, see, this universe out here, it returns everything I say.
Yes.
Because I claim it.
Yes.
I'm not trying to brag or try to boast, but my friends who know me, if I say something and I put it in the universe, that makes me accountable. The universe is my accountability partner. And that holds me to making sure that what I say, I do, because I put it out there.
That's right.
So I welcome having you to be a part of this whole body of work that is here for the next generation to learn about.
And it's my honor. I am so honored. You are, since I've been in California all this time and all of my life up to now, I tell you that you are the most profound person that I have met. Really, I say that and because you're not because you're pushing people out there. You're pushing me up. You're lifting me up. And that's a wonderful thing. You don't meet people who do that a lot, because people who are made it, who are great, sometimes they don't really do the things to lift you up. But here you are. You lift everybody up. Everybody. You. And everybody loves you, Linda.
Thank you. And we're going to end on that with Phyllis' song. And we will see you all next week, 3 to 4, right here on MorrisMediaLive.com. Jazzabrations Live with Linda Morgan. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry that you couldn't make it through the calls, but I'm working on definitely loving the fact that you tried to reach us. I thank you so much, Felicia, for all you do in Radio Land.
I hope you're implying what I want you to. And if this is so, I want you to know that I love you too. Your loving arms sing a song, and I always long for them to hold me. The song that they sing says more than the things you might have told me. keep them around me. Let your love surround